Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We're back at the Public Service Commission of South Carolina. We're here for a special business meeting. Let's take roll. Well, I should say we're reconvening our special business meeting. Present in the hearing room, we have Commissioners Powers, Belzer, C. Williams, J. Williams, and Thomas. Present virtually, we have Commissioners Caston and Commissioner Irvin. Commissioner Caston and Irvin.
Mr. Chairman,
Vice Chair Belzer.
I would move that we take up agenda item 3 first before the other items. And I have a motion.
All right. We can take up item 3. What's your motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move the Commission amend Directive Order 2021-520, which set the scope of work and schedule for dockets 2021-89E and 2021-90E to provide the opportunity for the parties to reply or respond to the third-party consultant's report and testimony. Under the schedule adopted in Order 2021-520, the consultant may testify and be subject to examination by the parties and commissioners on September 16th and 17th. This motion will allow the parties to provide responsive testimony and/or exhibits to the consultant's report after the consultant is questioned at the September 16, 17, 2021 hearing. I further move that any responsive testimony be pre-filed no later than 12 noon on September 15, 2021. That's my motion.
Hearing Vice Chair Belzer's motion, is there any discussion?
Mr. Chairman,
Vice Chair Belzer.
just as clarification, under this motion, I would expect that all parties who are presenting direct and testimony on the settlement provide that today. Go ahead and get that in the record, and then the September 16th and 17th hearing would be limited to the consultant's report, cross-examination by parties, and questioning by commissioners if needed, and then any responsive testimony from any of the parties. As a counsel for the Consumer Advocate's Office indicated, there may not be a need for that September 16th and 17th hearing. We don't know at this point, so I think the better course is to go ahead and get the testimony we know we're going to receive into the record today, and then await the report and see where the schedule needs to go at that time. Thank you.
All right, hearing Vice Chair Belzer's motion and clarification, is there any discussion? Vice Chair Belzer, I would just like to say I support your motion, and several reasons why. When doing this work, I've come to realize that our decisions impact so many people in a way that I don't think any of us can truly understand unless we walk in their shoes. We hear so many different testimonies about how our decisions impact ratepayers across the state. It's hard to unhear or unsee some of those testimonies. And when I think about our responsibility under Section 584120, Section A, the last sentence that reads, "Any decisions by the Commission shall be just and reasonable to the ratepayers of the electric utility in the public interest, consistent with PURPA and the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission's implementing regulations and orders, and non-discriminatory to small power producers, and shall strive to reduce the risk placed on the using and consuming public." When I read that responsibility, I think about all those ratepayers, and my support of hiring an independent third-party expert has nothing to do with not believing in the hard work and dedication that the parties have to fulfilling their roles and representing their clients. Um, all parties, the Office of Regulatory Staff, the Consumer Advocate, the Duke Companies, JDA, CICIBA, all the lawyers that appear before us practice in an honorable fashion. They're professional, and they do a really good job. But their roles are different from our role. Ultimately, fellow commissioners, it's on us. Any decisions that we make, regardless of the advocacy of the parties, we have to own those decisions and live with those decisions. And just for me, um, the statute gives us the opportunity to bring a third eye to the table before we make that final decision. And considering that we have the time and resources to do so, I think it's incumbent on us to do that. Not in any, again, not in any disrespect to the parties, because we trust the parties, but it's our responsibility to verify the information. And with that said, Vice Chair Belzer, I support your motion.
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Powers.
I do too, and I appreciate both your remarks and Vice Chair Belzer's remarks. I think the feeling among commissioners, particularly with the being new, is that we want to get it right. And I think the way that we're proceeding and the leadership that you and Commissioner Belzer are showing is making sure we get it right. And I thank you.
All right, Vice Chair Belzer's motion is on the table, or on the floor, I should say. It's been heard. There's been some remarks. Are there any more remarks or any more discussion? Hearing none, we'll move to a roll call vote, starting with District 1, Commissioner Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Chairman Williams, my preference was, what my preference was based on the previous week, but I can support this motion, so I would say aye.
Commissioner Urban.
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Commissioner Powers.
I vote aye.
Vice Chair Belzer.
Aye.
And Chairman Williams votes aye. The ayes have it. The motion carries. Attorney Butler.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman, there were two other items on this special agenda. Both have to do with docket numbers 2021-89E and 2021-90E. Item number one is a request by Commissioner for reconsideration of Commission Order number 2021-520 regarding scheduling and scope of work of London Economics International, LLC.
Attorney Butler, am I correct in that motion was withdrawn?
Well, I would say in light of the vote on the last item, Mr. Chairman, I would believe so.
Commissioner Urban, I know that in our earlier session of this business meeting, that motion was withdrawn. Want to make sure we have that correct.
Yes, sir. That motion is withdrawn.
Okay, thank you, sir. So we have item 2 left.
Yes, sir. And item 2 is a request for the decision regarding the selection of a qualified independent third-party consultant and expert on July 28, 2021.
All right, is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Powers.
I made that motion Friday, late Friday, in an abundance of caution to make sure that all parties and all commissioners had a chance to say whatever was necessary or review whatever is necessary. Our staff has done a wonderful job over the weekend. They provided me with more than enough confidence that we are proceeding in the proper manner, and I would like to withdraw that motion.
All right, sir, that motion is withdrawn. I would like to take this time to apologize to the South Carolina Coastal Conservation League and Southern Alliance for Clean Energy in my comments regarding motion or item 3 and Vice Chair Belzer's motion. I mentioned all the parties except for the South Carolina Coastal Conservation League and the Southern Alliance for Clean Energy, attorneys Mixon and Clancy. you two also practice in an honorable manner, and we appreciate the hard work you do on behalf of your clients. So all the comments made also included the South Carolina Coastal Conservation League and Southern Alliance for Clean Energy and their council as well. All right, it seems that all matters have been handled for this special business meeting. We said that we would, in the docket 2021-89E and 2021-90E, that we would reconvene at 11:15 or at the conclusion of the special business meeting. It is now 10:57, so let's adjourn, and we'll be back on the record in the avoided cost hearing at 11 o'clock. Thank you. We're adjourned.